Okay, so the next lesson where we are actually looking at painting and printing with our rope cardboard templates. So setting up students, handing them out. They might have two, which is great because we'll do as many prints as we can. I think we'll need at least 3, maybe 4 printing sheets with our templates. So this can be a process over 2, maybe 3 weeks with making our rope templates and doing the prints with different colours. I'm using blue. Just let the students use the one colour and then they can change as this dries. So all you need to do is brush on to the rope. So I have it fairly thick, but just spreading on the paint onto the actual rope. If it gets onto the cardboard, that's okay, but it's almost like putting the ink on a stamp. So just carefully brushing the blue paint. And we want it to be not drying, we want it to be wet. So reminding the students to actually investigate and have a look at what they're doing. Have they just dryly brushed it on? I guarantee students are going to be doing this, where they just brush it on. That won't leave a stamp or a print. So make sure it's wet, like wet ink on a stamp. So brushing it on, like so. They could maybe use 2 colours if you wanted to, or depending how much time you have, the one colour can be good too. Okay, nearly there. Okay, excited to see what it's going to look like. Alright, checking that the ropes are wet, dabbing the wet paint around. Like this kind of technique, so when you're demonstrating you can just reinforce that message. Alright, here we go. So starting in a square, working across the page with our prints, turning it over, keeping it very still, not moving it around, and making our print. Okay, pushing it down, and when we take it off, holding the paper down, and we have our first print. So you can see it printing there. So we could see if it tries again. I think you would need to put more paint on, but we can have a look, see if it works. Okay, look, okay. So maybe 2 times can work depending how much paint you put on. They could go to a different colour station if they wanted to, or continue just doing one whole page of blue, dabbing on the paint onto the rope to make these prints. And this is printing. So it'll be the same idea with the polystyrene prints as well that we'll make later. We can make some Christmas wrapping paper with them. So just dabbing on the paint, or with the polystyrene we'll actually roll on the paint, dabbing it on, squaring it up. You could even get students to overlap their patterns if you wanted to. Pushing it down, making sure the hands that go in the wet paint. Hold the paper down as you pull up. Let's see if we can grab another print. Pushing down, pulling up, and then doing like so. Okay? So once that page is covered, we're then going to leave them to dry. Hopefully they've got 4 sheets of different colours, different coloured prints. You might get through 2 in a lesson, and then from there, once these dry, we're going to cut our floral petals from the printed paper. Okay, have fun.